These are the most comfortable sneakers for everyday life in 2025. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get you laced right. But with that being said, all these sneakers for this list will be all around the price range of $150. And as always, the sneakers and the honorable mentions in this video will be linked down below in the description. But with that being said, trust me, because the number one sneaker on this list is a silent killer that sneakerheads have been sleeping on for years. So stay tuned. First off, we're gonna talk about something that looks fast, but also gives you that feel just like a cloud. But with that being said, at first glance, this sneaker looks like one that you would jog in or maybe for that everyday scenario. But once you go ahead and step in it and put it on, everything changes. There's a soft bounce under every stride and the shape hugs your foot without pressure points. And this has a real mesh that keeps heat out while the midsole makes pavement feel soft. Now this shoe has a very clean look. It also has that lightweight feel and it is built for motion and worn for chill. This is the one and only On Cloud Cloudnova. Now, this next one is an undercover everyday weapon and is a sneaker and is part of the New Balance brand that a lot of people aren't familiar with. Now this one plays well in the fashion game and has a low-key silhouette with solid colorways, but what happens under the hood that makes it so top tier is its comfort. It's super responsive and has a very smooth ride from the heel to the toe, and it breaks in quickly and earns its spot in the rotation without needing any hype. This is the one and only New Balance 327. This is an Asics sneaker, and I bet you wouldn't expect for an older silhouette to still be able to hang in terms of comfort. But this is actually one that delivers premium instep feel with a padded ankle collar and soft yet stable EVA midsole, and it's loved for its retro vibes, but comfort heads know it holds its own. Now, this one is the Asics Gel Lyft 3 OG, and with that being said, this one offers multiple colorways and you'll be able to find a lot of options down below in that description. At number 7, I decided to include a sneaker that I included in multiple top 10 lists on my channel, but instead I decided to include 2 just because many people may be familiar with this sneaker. Now the sneaker is very credible in the sneaker world and has been named in a lot of top 10 lists, but with that being said, this is one of those sneakers that you can go ahead and wear for long periods of time and not get fatigued. So with that being said, this is an Adidas, and this sneaker actually has a responsive cushioning that keeps you moving without the fatigue, and the sock-like fit and bouncy sole feel like walking on a padded track. Now with that being said, this introduces the one and only Adidas Ultraboost 1.0, and I know I said this video, the sneakers will be around $150, but this one is about $180, unless there currently is a sale, so go ahead and check out that link, as there will, and there may be a sale. But with that being said, I have another sneaker that I actually done a review on the channel, and this is the Adidas Ultraboost 5X. It's one of the newer Adidas Ultraboost models, and with that being said, I definitely recommend it. It's very comfortable, very practical, and just very versatile. With that being said, they have lots of different colorways. So with that being said, we have the Adidas Ultraboost 1.0 and the Adidas Ultraboost 5X. Now, if you liked what that last sneaker had in store, best believe stay tuned until number 4, because that is going to be a sneaker that has the same exact description and kind of same qualifications, but at even better scale. But with that being said, on to our next one. This is going to be a brand that actually has been on the come up for quite some time. But with that being said, this is a sneaker that has immense amounts of comfort with that simplicity. So with that being said, this is going to be one that has a stable ride, but it's soft and the shape is built for all types of foot types. And the look is clean enough to pass for high-end minimalism. And it's not flashy, and it just works. This is actually a sneaker that I've had in a couple of top 10 lists, but it has been a while. And so just to refresh your memory, this is the Reebok FloatZig 1. And once again, these sneakers are actually priced below $100, so be sure to go ahead and check out the link in the description. This sneaker is going to be for some people that have that very active lifestyle. Maybe you want a sneaker that is going to be good for maybe those runs, maybe you're walking, commuting, whatever the case may be. This is going to be a great option that also has a plus that it uses eco-friendly materials. Now with that being said, this sneaker is made for those that enjoy the hustle. This sneaker is lightweight and water resistant with a supportive midsole and flexible forefoot, and it's a lifestyle sneaker in function and not just form. Now this sneaker is the Allbirds Street Out Shoe 2, and with that being said, they also have a Street Out Shoe 1 if you want to check that out yourself. But with that being said, the newest of the 2 is obviously the 2. Closing in at more than halfway through the list, you'll see this sneaker definitely around town, and when I mean around town, you'll see these maybe around delivery riders, creatives, or just basically anyone that is clocking around 10,000 or more steps a day. And why, you may ask? It's simply because it holds your foot in the right way and has a cushioned arch, padded tongue, and also a sole that eats up the shock on concrete. This is the one and only Hoka Transport, and it is actually one of the newer brands that is up and coming for comfort, but I have to say this is definitely one of the more comfortable sneakers. And also another sneaker I would like to recommend to you, a part of the Hoka line, is the Hoka Bondi 8 and even the 9. These are also some other great comfortable options that are great for everyday and lifestyle scenario. Now, I like to say that this sneaker is categorized as one that has that old school feel, but it has that new school support. So with that being said, this sneaker is actually rooted from the 80s, but with the 2025 sneaker upgrades, this definitely is in that modern comfort lane. So with that being said, with its responsive cushioning and smooth heel transition, it hits that perfect blend of throwback and wearable performance. And this is the one and only Nike Air Max 1. And the colorway I'm gonna actually recommend, or the shoe build, is gonna be the SC. With that being said, but right now, I actually was checking the links, and there is one that is under or almost 50% off. So with that being said, go ahead and check out the link before it is too late. Now, you probably walked by this one, I'm not gonna lie, and this is one of those unexpected daily shoes, but to be honest, this is actually one of those shoes that I actually had the opportunity to try on and actually wear and test. But with that being said, this is one that could definitely change your day. It also has that dual density foam underfoot and engineered mesh upper, and it makes this a sleeper hit. Now with that being said, it definitely adapts to your foot without forcing a break-in period. So with that being said, this is the New Balance 9060s. I feel like this is one of the most common ones that I do see on people's feet. With that being said, I do have a review on this sneaker, so if you do want to check it out, I'll put the info card somewhere up here on the screen. With that being said, this sneaker is not too much as in budget-wise, and it's very versatile. You got a bunch of different colorways, and it's just a very good sneaker all around. And number one, this is gonna be one of the most underrated sneakers in terms of the sneaker history and legacy. But with that being said, this is one that when you see it, you know exactly why I put it at the number one spot. So with that being said, at first glance, this sneaker looks like it's been remixed, but this one, once you put it on and feel it, this is one that is gonna change you forever, and it's just gonna be a very good sneaker to add to the collection. So with all that being said, you guys, this sneaker has upgraded cushioning, softened lining, and a midsole that now supports all-day wear like never before. And the best part is the simple fact that it keeps that classic appeal without losing modern performance. Now, this is a sneaker that I have been an advocate for some time, but I ain't gonna lie, at first I wasn't actually liking of this shoe. But with that being said, this is the one and only Nike Air Force 1. Me personally, I have a white and black pair, and I gotta say this makes a great everyday and lifestyle sneaker. Ever since I have bought me a pair, I'm not gonna lie, I've been wearing the white ones, and they have become my everyday beaters. But with that being said, I definitely recommend these sneakers as they're very budget friendly, and you can get a pair without feeling like it's the most expensive pair and you can't really replace it. Now, last but not least, we do have our honorable mentions, and I'm gonna give you guys 3 quick ones so you guys have some more sneaker inspo. So the first one is gonna be from Saucony. This is gonna be the Shadow 6000, and this is a retro runner that has that max comfort feel. And also, at number 2, we have the Vans Ultrange EXO. I believe that's how you say it, but it's spelled EXO. And this is a classic shoe that is skate inspired and has great support and everyday comfort. And then the third, last but not least, is the Chuck 70. This is a Converse, and these Converse just have that classic look and makes a great everyday and lifestyle sneaker. So the objective of this video was to find an everyday sneaker that helps you feel great, and I can definitely assure you that each delivers. But with that being said, all of these will be linked down below in the description, so make sure to go ahead and check them out so you can go ahead and find your next go-to. But with that being said, if you do want to go ahead and glow up your sneaker collection or your overall sneaker game, go ahead and check out this video, which will give you some budget options, and the video is going to be about the top 10 most comfortable sneakers, all under $50. I'll see you in the next one.